The United States launched airstrikes against Houthi targets in Yemen on October 16, 2024. The strikes were a direct response to recent Houthi attacks on commercial shipping in the Red Sea. These attacks have threatened international trade routes and escalated tensions in the region. The US military deployed B-2 Spirit stealth bombers in the operation. These bombers are known for their ability to penetrate enemy defenses undetected. Their use underscores the seriousness of the situation and the US commitment to projecting force in the region. The strikes targeted Houthi military infrastructure. This included weapons depots, command centers and training camps. The Pentagon emphasized that the strikes were carefully planned to minimize civilian casualties. Initial assessments suggest that no civilians were harmed in the operation. However, the full extent of the damage and potential casualties remains unclear. The US airstrikes mark a significant escalation in the ongoing conflict in Yemen. They highlight the complex geopolitical landscape of the region and the challenges in containing the violence. To understand the current situation, it's crucial to delve into the history of the Houthis. The Houthis are a Shia Muslim group from northern Yemen. They have long felt marginalized by the Yemeni government. This marginalization fueled a rebellion that began in the early 2000s. The Houthis gained control of the Yemeni capital, Sana'a, in 2014. This effectively ousted the internationally recognized government. Since then, they have been locked in a brutal civil war with a Saudi-led coalition. Iran has emerged as a key backer of the Houthis. Tehran provides the group with financial and military support. This includes weapons, training and intelligence. This support has enabled the Houthis to pose a significant threat to regional stability. The Houthis' control of Yemen's coastline has given them a strategic advantage. They have used this advantage to target international shipping in the Red Sea. This has raised concerns about the security of one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. The conflict in Yemen is not just an internal struggle, it is also a proxy war, fueled by regional rivalries. Iran, on one side, seeks to expand its influence in the region. Saudi Arabia, on the other, views the Houthis as an Iranian proxy and a threat to its national security. The recent escalation in Yemen coincides with heightened tensions between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. The Houthis have expressed solidarity with Hamas and condemned Israel's actions. This has raised concerns that the conflict in Yemen could further destabilize an already volatile region. The US airstrikes in Yemen must be seen in this broader regional context. They are not only about protecting shipping, but also about sending a message to Iran and its allies. The strikes are a reminder of US military capabilities and its willingness to use them to defend its interests. The US has condemned the Houthi attacks on commercial shipping in the Red Sea. These attacks have disrupted the flow of goods and threatened the global economy. The Red Sea is a vital artery for international trade. It connects Asia to Europe and Africa. Any disruption to this shipping lane has significant economic consequences. The US has also accused Iran of supplying the Houthis with the weapons used to target commercial ships. This includes sophisticated anti-ship missiles. The US views Iran's actions as destabilizing and a threat to international security. The US airstrikes are intended to send a clear message to both the Houthis and Iran. The message is that the US will not tolerate attacks on international shipping or Iranian-backed aggression in the region. Section 5. A calculated strike, minimal casualties, maximum impact. The US military has emphasized the precision of its airstrikes in Yemen. The Pentagon claims that the strikes were carefully planned and executed to minimize civilian casualties. Initial assessments suggest that no civilians were harmed. The use of B-2 Spirit stealth bombers allowed the US to strike deep inside Houthi-controlled territory. These bombers are designed to evade enemy radar systems, making them ideal for high-risk missions. Their use highlights the US commitment to carrying out the strikes with minimal risk to American personnel. The US has not released a detailed assessment of the damage inflicted on Houthi targets. However, the strikes are believed to have significantly degraded the group's military capabilities. This includes their ability to threaten shipping in the Red Sea. Section 6. The Houthis cry foul, linking Yemen to the Gaza crisis. The Houthis have condemned the US airstrikes, calling them an act of aggression against the Yemeni people. They have accused the US of siding with Israel and Saudi Arabia in their respective conflicts. The Houthis have also attempted to link the US airstrikes to the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. They argue that the US is more concerned with protecting Israeli interests than with the suffering of the Yemeni people. The Houthis' attempts to link the situation in Yemen to the Gaza crisis highlight the complex web of regional alliances and rivalries. They also underscore the difficulty in finding a peaceful resolution to the conflict. Section 7. The long-game implications for regional security. The long-term implications of the US airstrikes in Yemen remain to be seen. The strikes could potentially deter future Houthi attacks on shipping. However, they could also lead to an escalation of violence in the region. The strikes could further inflame anti-American sentiment in the region. They could also push the Houthis closer to Iran, further solidifying Tehran's influence in Yemen. The international community has expressed concern over the escalation of violence in Yemen. Many world leaders are urging all parties to show restraint and return to the negotiating table. Section 8. A troubled sea. The future of international shipping. The recent events in the Red Sea have raised concerns about the future of international shipping. The Houthis have demonstrated their ability to disrupt one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. This has significant implications for the global economy. The US and its allies are likely to increase naval patrols in the Red Sea to deter future attacks. They may also work with shipping companies to improve security measures. The international community must find a way to address the root causes of the conflict in Yemen. Failure to do so will leave the door open for future disruptions to international shipping and further instability in the region.